As you come in, I'll just do a quick run through of what we're going to go through. We are talking all about SEO and how your PR activity will be impacting SEO and therefore how you can unlock new budgets from it. I will do the first part of the demonstration and then I'll throw the video over to David, who will demo how this works within CoverageBook. And will always be in the background ready to answer questions, so feel free to ask anything as you go along. He'll answer anything he can as we go along, and then anything else we can scoop up at the end if it needs more of a demo or more of a conversation about it. We always try and keep these sessions to half an hour, and I will send you a recording of this webinar and everything that any links that we mention tomorrow, so you don't need to worry about jotting everything down really quickly. I think that's it for the instructions. My name would be useful. My name is Laura. I'm head of customer success here at CoverageBook, and this is David. Dave, say hi. He is head of support, and Will is also in support as well. So that's us introduced. So because I know that I can't keep you for too long, I'll jump right into it. So let me share my screen quickly. Right. So as I mentioned briefly, we are going to talk about how your PR is impacting SEO and how this might unlock you budgets. My background has always been PR, and then I moved into an SEO agency to do PR for SEO. And I taught many teams how to do this. So I do get quite passionate about it. I find it quite exciting how the different impact that PR can have. So I quite enjoy this. So why is SEO quite important? Let's start off with that. SEO, or search engine optimization, is all about getting your brand seen on Google. Obviously, there are other search engines. For this purpose, I'll just mention Google because I think it has something like 97% market share, and the other search engines work in a similar way. So currently, there are just under 100,000 search queries every second on Google, which is 8.5 billion a day. Some of them are brand searches. People know exactly what brands they want to go to. But a lot of them are people asking questions and in a research phase. Google calls this the zero moment of truth. They sort of explain it how used to have a stimulus. So I might have read some content, maybe it was even a PR piece, and I have learned that I'm getting older and I need to have a face cream. So I think I'm going to go to the shops. I look at the shops and I have my first moment of truth there where I decide which one to have and buy it, and then I experience it at home. And the zero moment of truth, it's not like a brand new thing, but this is definitely much more of a consumer journey nowadays. I still find out that I'm getting old and I need some face cream. I'll then start Googling it. I'll maybe Google face creams for my age range. I might start narrowing it down, say for ginger haired people or something like that. And I look at advice and I might do a few searches. And I will probably make my decision on what brand, what face cream I'm going to buy at that point, and maybe even buy it before I go into store. So you're very much getting to people at the point in which they are really thinking about what brand and making decisions about what they're going to buy. So that's why it's really important to sort of tap into this industry at this point. And this is what a typical search on Google looks like. I'm assuming everyone's familiar with a Google search page. And this might be some terms that people are searching when they are in this sort of searching phase, like what shoes can I goes with the red dress. Here's the page in its full format, and we obviously have the ads at the top and then more of the content further down and some suggestions in the middle. But 85% of spend goes on these adverts in the top, and that is because they often like equate to money. So if you were looking at shoes to go with a red dress and one of these stuck out for you, you might go straight through and buy it. So this spend does provide a good return on investment for marketers, and so that's why so much spend goes in the top. But the crazy thing is 80% of where people click go into this bottom half of the page, and that's because people really trust what Google presents to them at this bottom half of the page. Google is really good. It's really good at matching what people are searching for and the answer they want. So much so that if the answer is not in this sort of first page, they tend to go to people also ask, or they redo their own search term. Brands that are further down on way back pages, people don't scroll through anymore. They just, if the answer's not there, you try again. So there's a lot of money to be had in this bottom half. So I'm hoping the question you're asking is sort of like, how can I have that piece of the pie? Like, how can I affect these rankings? And I think part of the reason why SEO turns into this massive complicated beast is because the full algorithm is always top secret. So lots of people have ideas on what could be, or could be the next thing, or could be impacting it. The main thing just to keep in mind for all of this is if you help Google do what it's trying to do, you'll be fine. So Google is always trying to match up what people are searching for with the content they were looking for. And, you know, the SEO industry is full, the algorithm is full of updates all the time. And when you start looking at anything like this, I think that's when a lot of people might clock out and be like, it's really complicated. But it's not. The core part is, it can be quite simple. So in terms of the updates that have happened recently, they are really relevant to PR. And they're all animal names. I keep meaning to search why they're animal names, but I don't know why. So back in 2011, there was a panda update. And basically what that did is Google got better at reading and understanding site content. So I'm sure you must have all read quite bad web pages in the past, for something like, I went on a family holiday to Tenerife. I went there in the car. My family holidays to Tenerife are really good. And it's just stuffed with keywords over and over again. Google got better at understanding that people just putting in rubbish keywords over and over again rather than proper good quality content. So I'm sure many of you have helped with either your brand or your clients' content on their site. So this is the first place you can have an impact. Links is the big thing. So the penguin update, which happened not long after, basically having a link to your website has always been one of the main things that influence the rankings on SEO. And I'm going to go into that more in a minute. But what SEOs were doing in the past is they were either buying links from sites or even creating a website just so they can link that website to their client's website, so they have lots of links. And Google just had a massive crackdown and got better at understanding what was a genuine link and what was either bought for or sort of spammy link. And this was a big changing point in where PR can really help with SEO. And the last update that's quite interesting from our point of view is looking more at semantic search. So looking more at understanding what people mean and their intent when they were searching for. Again, it's to match up what people are searching for with the answers that they might be looking for. So although I said the full algorithm is sort of top secret, we know there has always been three main components to understand what impacts SEO. So the first one is to have good, solid technical foundations. So that's that the website can be read by Google. And if the website can't be read by Google, it doesn't matter how good anything else is, then you're not going to appear very high. And I am not a tech SEO expert, and this is not the area that I'm suggesting we move into. I think it's a different discipline, so that you do need to have that technical SEO audit done on a website for it to appear well. But the next two parts are the ones that that really overlap with PR. So first of all is having that really useful content on the site. So again, just helping Google match searches to the content they need. But the problem is you could have 10 websites with great content matching the query that Google's looking for. So it differentiates that with links or social shares of websites. So a way we could put this into context is who would you ask for me, Will and David to make you dinner? I can tell you all, we are all very good chefs. It'd be hard to tell. But we're in a room and we've got 10 people in the room, and 10 people say, do you know what, David's a really good chef, and 10 people say, no, Will is really good. You're probably going to go, it's all right, Laura, either David or Will is going to make me dinner. You're out. Then Mary Berry strolls in and says, yeah, Will's really good. You're going to be like, yeah, sorry, David, Will's going to make me dinner. And that's exactly how links work on the internet. So you could have a website here, and then you've got lots of different other websites linking to it, and the more authoritative they are and the more relevant they are, the bigger impact that link will have. So this is quite good because you can see it's got links from the Telegraph, the Metro, places where news sites where you guys are probably great at getting coverage on already, as well as more niche sites. And again, this is what PR often looks at, sort of niche relevant sites for relevant audiences alongside bigger news sites, alongside getting social buzz about it. And all of that then is so key in helping Google choose which websites they're going to put up the search rankings. So in terms of looking at how relevant a website is, we look at domain authority, DA, and it's often from Moz. And so the higher the DA, the better. If you start to have a look at your site, the website that you get links from, you might think, well, what's good? So we sort of had a look internally ourselves, and anything above 30 to 39 is quite a good link. And I bet you're getting links or coverage at least on sites that are really good. So it's moving on from there and reporting about it, especially if there's that link in it. So now we know this sort of basics. What are the next steps? So first of all, let's start looking at the coverage that you're already getting, and A, is there a link in there? And B, if not, should there be a link? You have really good relationships with the journalists that you work with and the influencers that you work with. So could you get links added if there's not? But even if you don't go that far, the first step is just start to use CoverageBook to have a look to see how many links are in your coverage and what domain authority are you getting coverage on. And David will show you how to do that in CoverageBook in a second. But then after that, start to get a bit more involved in these conversations. It is something that I think once you get used to reporting that you're generating links, you'll see it's not a big, scary area. So you could start asking things like, what search terms are you looking to rank for? So if they were trying to rank for family holidays, that used to be a big term I used to work on, you could say, okay, why don't we do a campaign on family holidays? You'll be then creating PR content that links back to the site that is relevant in the family holiday sphere, and therefore not only helping with the brand awareness, how you were doing it before and getting the brand out there, but also getting links back to the site all about family holidays. And the chances are, if it's family holidays, they might have a page all about family holidays that they really want to promote. So it could be a small change in that some of the outreach you do, you have the family holidays link in your outreach rather than the homepage. Homepage links are still good as well. But if you had that, then you could be getting pages to the family holidays pages, which will then really, really increase the SEO that they're already doing. Also, ask what SEO activity they have running already. It could be that they're creating content that they're hoping will generate links to, or doing campaigns, which you can easily say, do you know what, we could do a project around that. And this is where you're starting to tap into the new budgets. We could do a project around that, and I think we could gain quite a lot of coverage. But you sort of change the terms, quite a lot of links for you here. Yeah, I think we could go out with that. We know quite a few journalists in this area, and you promote alongside them a nice joined up campaign, but you're generating links as well. And then you're starting to tap into like the SEO budgets, because you're starting to prove what, make more of an impact on the SEO you're doing, but sort of prove that it's working as well. Another good question is like, who do you use for link building? You guys are so good at the journalist relationships for your brands and clients. They're already there. So if, and you already know the brands inside out. So to add on link building as another stream to what you're doing, it's probably less difficult, and there's less of an orientation than in when they're going out to hire a new agency. So start asking all the questions about SEO. Like, hopefully now you know some of the basics. It's not a big scary area. Next, I would, if you want to know more, because I'm aware I had a whistle stop tour because it's only half an hour today. Stella, who works on the CoverageBook team, her background's also SEO and PR. And she wrote a book all about it. In COVID, we turned this to free, and I've just realized we forgot to unfree it. I think you just have to put a donation in. And she's on maternity leave now, so she can't change it back until she comes back. So jump in and get it before she comes back. Yeah, and start reporting on the links that you're getting. We do have tools within CoverageBook to help with this. So I'm going to throw the mic over to David, who will explain all of that part.
Hi everyone, thanks Laura. Yes, so I'm going to just show you really quickly in just a few minutes how you can check for links, where you can see those links, and we'll just go through all of the places in the app where you can do that. So let me just share my screen without further ado. Okay, so hopefully now you're all looking at my CoverageBook account. So I have created just a really simple book entitled Link Checks, and I have added some coverage from our own website and from our own blog as well, because I know that there are lots of links back to our content, so I can show you how that works. So all you need to do is go inside your CoverageBook and then go to the Overview tab, which will be the very first place that you will come to. And you just need to go across to the Metrics and Backlinks button. And if you click on here, the very first menu option on the top left is where you can check backlinks to your client's target websites. And if you click into this option, you can see that I've already searched for CoverageBook.com and also our blog, which is resolution.coveragebook.com. So I have already imported some online coverage to this particular book. And then all you need to do is just come to this place, just type in the full root domain address of the link that you would like to check, and just click on monitor for backlinks. And as soon as you do that, we will scan all of the online coverage pieces in your report, and we will pull out any links that we find. You can search up to 5 different domains per book. And if you search for something like coveragebook.com, which is the root domain, we will find all of the links, even if they're like coveragebook.com/guides, coveragebook.com/webinars, etc. So you can see that I've actually pulled through 25 backlinks from the pieces of coverage that I've already added. So in this backlinks area, you can see exactly which domains you're searching for and how many total links that they have collected. And as I say, just type in here if you want to add another one and hit monitor for backlinks, and we'll go and find those. If you want to remove a search from your account, just click on the little trash can icon in the right-hand side, and we'll remove that link search for you. Now, there are a few places that you can see these backlinks through your report. And the first place we're going to look at is the summary page. So the metrics summary will show a total of all of the cumulative metrics that we collect in CoverageBook and any that you've chosen to add. And you can see here that we have 2 different ways to present backlinks. The first is links from coverage. Now, what this number does is it shows all of the individual backlinks across all of the pieces of coverage in your report. So it will be the total number of links. And then it's also possible to show coverage that links. So this will be the number of pieces of coverage that have achieved one or more backlink in your report. You can choose to show one or other of those cards. If you want to show or hide any of those, just click on the Add or Remove Metrics from your summary button, go down to where it says Backlinks, and then you can just decide to toggle on or off either of those cards if you prefer to show one or the other, or indeed both. Now, you can also see individual links next to the items of coverage as you scroll through your report. So if we dive into the coverage section, and we're going to go to this first clip at the top, which is our PR resolution blog, you will see backlinks appear as an additional CoverageBook automated metric at the bottom on the right-hand side. So you can see here that there are 23 different links back to CoverageBook.com. That includes 9 links to CoverageBook and 14 to the resolution.CoverageBook.com. So we will show where those root domain links have come from and how they total up. Now, if for any reason you want to just collect that link information internally and you don't want your clients or your end report readers to necessarily see this link option here, what you can do is just go over to the overview page, go back to the metrics and backlinks area, and just go down to where you've got the links option here, and you can just uncheck that box and it will just remove that link information from showing next to each of the clips in your report. It will still show in the summary page, but again, you can choose to hide those cards if you want. So you've got complete flexibility over whether you show or hide that number. And then the final place to show you is that all of that link information is stored within the CSV export in CoverageBook. So if you go down to the share menu in the bottom left, I'll just do a really quick recap on this just in case you're brand new to CoverageBook, but we have 3 different sharing options. So the first is a live online link to the report. The second is a PDF. And the third is where you can generate a CSV export of your report. And I've already done this here. It's on this page here. So once you've downloaded this CSV, it will give you all of the metadata and information about the report in a spreadsheet format. And as you scroll across to the right, you'll see that CoverageBook's default 4 metrics for views, engagements, audience, and domain authority will show as the first 4 columns. And then after that, you'll see that there are 5 different backlink columns. And you can see that all of the individual links are also broken down per clip in these rows here. So it's a really good place to go if you want to do a deeper dive into individual links and how they're counted up through your report. So I hope that's helped show you how you can both search for links and how you can present those within your report, and also where you can find those in the CSV. Yeah, let me know if you've got any questions on that.
Thank you, David. Sorry, I lost my Zoom screen for a few seconds there. That was very helpful. We'll see if anyone's got any questions. I see some have been coming through. I think Will's been answering them. Yeah, I forgot to show you where a link to that book was. I will also send it in the follow-up email, a link to where you can get that book from. So someone has asked, this is a good question, is there an ideal number of links to build into PR content? Can content ever be overburdened with links to detrimental effect, even if the links are of quality? I would then, for anything like this, sort of refer back to what do you think Google is looking for? Does it look like you've overlinked an article? I think the one that David showed, there were lots of links back to CoverageBook, but they were all relevant. It was an article where I think it's where we launched CoverageBook 2, and there were links to different features. So that looks perfectly normal. That would never be to detriment of anything. But if you had loads of links in there for absolutely no reason, it wouldn't look very good. So with anything, as long as you are acting helpfully and you're doing what Google would want, it would never be at detriment. When you had all the updates of the spammy link building and things like that, that's when people were buying links. They were doing quite dodgy practices. So if you're doing genuine PR that's helpful and useful content and linking back to useful content, it will never be detrimental to the site. I hope that helps. Is there any more questions? I think. Oh, can I talk about anchor text links? Oh, we can talk about anchor text links. They got overused for quite a while, and they could slightly go into the spamminess. So part of the grey area is how much can Google read, like the content of the links. Like if you've got your brand name in an article but not a link, can it tell? Again, if you got your brand name or words over an anchor text link, how much impact does that have? Again, if the anchor text link, and for anyone who doesn't know what anchor text is, that's where you have a link and then you put a different word on the top. So I'll often say, for more information, click here, and then rather than have the big link, I'll just cover up here and have that as the link. A dodgy practice it wasn't dodgy, but I guess what's more of the grey hat area was people, if I use that family holidays example, would anchor text family ski holidays or family holidays and link that to the client site to say, this is about family ski holidays. And if you do it too much, again, it can look a bit dodgy. But if it's right for the article, do it right for the article, but don't push it in if you don't need it, because then it can look a bit dodgy. So again, it's sort of like looking beyond what the dodgy tactics were and just writing relevant content, linking in the way that looks the most relevant and looks the most useful and is the most useful, then that's what Google can read, will prefer. Google can read both, but it looks a lot less dodgy if it's just done naturally. I hope that I think there's 2 on anchor text links, so would you say it's best not to use it? Just like I say, if it's relevant, use it. If not, just use whatever looks relevant for that article. For more information, click here. If that's more relevant, then shoehorning something in. But if it's more relevant to add some relevant text to it, then do. So I hope that helps answer that question. Are there any more questions come through? So I've answered those 2. If you do have any more questions on this, I'm more than happy to chat more. You can email in to support@coveragebook.com, and I'm more than happy to help. I know that one person asked a bit earlier on about whether you can see the different links, and we can't at the moment. But again, if you've got suggestions on more things that you'd want to report on, I'm more than happy to be a pair of ears for you. So we're coming up to 1:30 now. I can't believe we fitted it in. I thought this one would be the first time that we've actually overrun, but I think we're all okay. Oh, you're welcome, Tilly. Yeah, I hope you found that useful. It's trying to get a lot of information in quite quickly. So yeah, I will send a recording of this. It should be in your inboxes tomorrow. Oh, and somebody else saying thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, and if you have any questions, just let us know. We're always happy to help. All right, I hope you have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And hopefully see you on the next webinar. All right, see you later. Thanks, everyone. Bye.